Hi everyone. So we did a previous video about, I was trying to save my friend's Venus flytrap. I have had it in this little container. It is still mostly black, but I see the tiniest little speck of green right here, which I am wondering if it's trying to regrow over the last month. I don't know. Still not super sure anything's going to happen. But as you can see, it's still in a mix of perlite and spag moss. And I have a little cover I use for it to keep humidity in. But today we stopped at Lowe's. And my son and I learned the hard way. So we bought one of these before. And we noticed they had some brand new ones. And we thought, all right, we're going to try this again. Because what we didn't know, because I knew nothing about Venus flytraps when we brought the guy home numerous months ago, is this stuff is not great for them. By the time I realized what was going on, because I thought they just had to stay wet, so I didn't really think anything about it. This guy was completely rotted. Now you can see, you know, he has some pretty good growth starting. He does have some black traps. That's okay. But what we're going to do is, since this is pretty big and this little guy's just hanging out over here with his little bit of roots, we're going to pot this guy over here on this side and see how he does in a better environment than what he is in. So you don't really want to mess with them with your hands too much. I don't know if you can see, I am just wiggling this loose. See, this is what I did not realize last time. This is so wet and dense and gross. I'm amazed ours even lived like 2 weeks with me not realizing what was happening. Ugh. This one already smells bad. I was in such a hurry to get this guy out of what he's in, I forgot to grab my mat that I used to pot. Okay, so you can see he's in this little pod thing here that is very wet, and it stinks. This is how our last one was. I am just gonna get all of this crap, all this smelly, yucky ick off of him. My. I mean, it's true, yes, they do need to stay wet, but you don't want them so soaking wet that they're literally rotting. Now, one thing to know about Venus flytraps, these guys are very sensitive to salts and minerals and things like that. So if you don't have distilled water, use rainwater. And if you don't have either of those, honestly, don't get a Venus flytrap, because they cannot, I mean, I guess if you have bottled water in your house and you want to use bottled water to water your plants, I personally have way too many plants for that, but you can't use tap water on these guys at all. All right, so you can see I got all that yuck off his roots. And I'm gonna go ahead and get these dead traps off of here. Now here is something to know. After the trap opens and closes twice, it will die. It will blacken like that and die. That is normal. That is not anything to be worried about. It will regrow new traps. Excuse me. All right, so we're just gently going to, with me touching him the least I can, just tuck his roots down in there. Excuse me. Losing my voice today. So, I don't know if you can see. So, we've got some perlite, spag moss. I always just keep this slightly damp. And I'm just tucking some of this moss down in around him a little bit. There we go. And I don't, look, this little tiny piece fell off of him. I can't tell if that has any roots or not. I'll just gently sit that little guy there. I don't think it's gonna do anything, but now, like I said, this spag moss is already slightly damp, so I am gonna go ahead and put the cover on, and I'm gonna put him in my south window, and we will see how this guy does. Obviously this was a little bit of, shock for him, so I might see some traps die, but he should pretty quickly bounce back. And if he does, I will probably try to sit him out on my porch I have a covered porch, so it's in direct sunlight, and let him try to catch some of his own flies and whatnot that way. They don't really need fed though. I mean, they do pretty well, but honestly, if you can get them outside occasionally and they have a chance to catch some insects, that can last them quite a long time. So there you go. If you want to keep and save Venus flytrap that you get at a big box store, this is from my research and my own pass-failed attempt. This is what to do.